another one, and it looks like DA Fani Willis is facing removal. Let me know if you guys are able to hear me okay here in the live here today, guys. We are live. It is Saturday. Hope you guys are doing very well on this March 30th. So District Attorney Fani Willis may be on her way out as Donald Trump and his co-defendants are now appealing the decision to keep her on the Georgia election case. And I got some information that I want to share with you guys today that's just literally just going to blow your mind. And this is breaking news that I wanted to bring to you without further delay or further ado. All I ask is that you guys take 1 second, drop a quick like for the video, share this video on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you happen to think that, people would like to see it from. Get this message out. We have to stop the corruption. This Georgia election Fulton County case here is literally exploding. And like I warned you guys, these updates are coming out fast. So make sure that you guys have your notification bell turned on for the channel. But let's go ahead and get into this. So District Attorney Fani Willis, she's been up to no good. She's been creating a lot of enemies here, guys. And District Attorney Fani Willis, Nathan Wade, they think that the law does not apply to them. The judge over the case, Judge Scott McAfee, used to be pretty much the apprentice under Fani Willis back in the day. They have a long-term relationship. As far as I know, between the judge and Fani Willis, it's a professional relationship, but it's a previous relationship nonetheless. And Gail Strong, yes, I see you in the live comments. Yes, even on a Saturday, I'm here. I'm dedicated for you guys. What's going on, Todd Earhart, Carol Brownlee? Hello, everyone. Jared Mahan and the Awakened. What is going on, everyone? RCX, just drop a quick hello in the comments. How are you guys doing this Saturday? So I want to talk. I want to jump into this real quickly, guys, and I'll get back into the comments toward the end. So here we are. District Attorney Fani Willis on her way out the door. Well, let's talk about that because it sure does look like it. And this is only one of the ways that Fani Willis is in trouble, okay? I mean, it's kind of like boiling a frog. Like she just kind of like sits in the pot. The temperature's getting warmer and warmer, and she's not getting the hint that it's about to start boiling. So there are now multiple fronts wherein the DA is in danger of being removed. Not just from the Trump case either, okay? This goes way beyond Donald Trump's case, right? So whether you like Donald Trump or not, and if you do, type in Trump if you like Trump. If you don't like Trump, I guess type in Biden. But not just from this Trump case. I'm talking about her position as DA of Fulton County, Georgia. It gets a lot bigger than just this case, guys. And it's no secret that she lied and she perjured herself as she discussed her relationship with former lead prosecutor Nathan Wade. Remember how Ashley Merchant blew that lid wide open and kind of spread her dirty laundry all over the United States. And of course, we have people outside the United States watching the show and watching this circus take place. I mean, it's an embarrassment to America to just see, like, is this really what y'all do in the court systems? And then you got Letitia James out in New York City trying to steal Donald Trump's properties. I mean, like, what is going on here, right? So anyway, it's no secret that Fani Willis lied and perjured herself, yada, yada, yada. But it's also no secret that she has a specific distaste for former President Donald Trump. However, her confidence may actually be her own undoing as her lies seem to be catching up with her. And this is exactly what I want to talk to you guys about today. Now, what's really concerning is, like, they call it conspiracy theory when anything that doesn't necessarily match the pre-made cookie cutter narrative that the leftist mass media wants to put out there. If you don't agree with that, then you're a conspiracy theorist. But if you do, more power to you. Let's get that message out there, right? Yeah. So I mean, it's almost so apparent now that this is just a clear takedown and election interference that, you got both of these ladies in New York and in New Jersey, in New York and in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to take down Donald Trump right in front of the election. I mean, we're like months away, like 6 months out. This is wild, right? They're trying to wipe out his net worth. I think Letitia James is a little bit butthurt right now. Andrea Clark, so much love today on this Saturday with this super big $9.99 super chat. Happy Easter to you and to your family as well. Appreciate the love, Andrea. I really do. So, but yeah, it really seems like this is a collaboration of effort between the far left, maybe Joe Biden, maybe the DOJ, collectively coming together and putting these two ladies up against Donald Trump to destroy his brand, to reduce his net worth. Are they upset that Truth Social has so much power that, now this new case up in New York City is about to start, and they put a gag order on Donald Trump because they don't want him to share his side of the story. They want to keep his mouth shut. They only want their side of the story being shared with the media. Really? Is that how this game works? What happened to the First Amendment, right? Now, screw the First Amendment, and the simple fact of the matter that, Donald Trump has a platform of his own. It makes him even more dangerous to the far left because you can't just shut him up. It's not like before where you could just ban him on Twitter and shut him up that way. It's not like you can just ban him on Instagram or TikTok. He's got his own platform, and as of just less than 72 hours ago, his Truth Social platform just went live in terms of being actively readily available on the public market on the NASDAQ. And the stock is actually moving much better than most people thought. So this really kind of destroys a lot of the people who were saying no one's going to support him after all this. It seems like all of the harm that the left is trying to throw at him is being used against them. And so anyway, Donald Trump's net worth ended up shooting up like a couple of $1 billion in like a week once the stock became available for public trading. Unbelievable. So of course, Letitia James is not happy about that since she really wanted to just kind of steal all of his real estate assets and businesses, but she got stiff-armed on that one. Now, besides the odor of conflict that even Judge Scott McAfee admitted to, Fani Willis also lied about not ever going to the White House. Did you guys hear about that? Rumors about Fani Willis going to the White House, but then she didn't admit to it. So if you did hear about that, let me know, guys, because apparently this has a lot of critics of the DA asking if is it legal to lie in Georgia? Because, if you're under oath and you're in the middle of a testimony, is it legal to lie in Georgia? Is there no penalty now? Is this now the norm? I mean, this is a mockery of the justice system. And the fact that I'm talking about you guys watching this video right now, or me, if we were to go in court, let's just say we had a speeding ticket, right? And I just say a speeding ticket because, that's pretty common, right? Let's just say you had a speeding ticket and you decided, hey, I want to fight this in court. You go in court and you get caught lying to the judge. You think they're going to let you off? Yeah, right. I mean, at a minimum, they're going to add a fine to your existing speeding ticket, and at a maximum, they'll probably give you a fine and throw your butt in jail. So how is it okay that some people can get away with this and others can't, right? Anyway, so this is the thing. Because lying under oath should have consequences, right? I mean, one of which should be the removal of both Fani Willis and Nathan Wade from the case, right? With Wade out of the picture, that only leaves Fani Willis. And like I said, guys, Donald Trump, he's already on the move to get her out. In fact, take a listen to this. This literally just dropped.
President Donald Trump and other defendants in the Fulton County election interference case are officially asking the Georgia Court of Appeals to immediately intervene in the case.
Investigative reporter Zach Merchant has tracked this case from the very beginning. And Zach, explain to us what's going on here at this point.
Right, just hours ago now, a team of defense attorneys formally asked the state's appellate court to reconsider Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee's disqualification ruling earlier this month that allowed Fulton County DA Fani Willis Willis to remain on the case as long as Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade resigned. And Wade did just that, stepping down from the case hours after McAfee ruled earlier this month. But the team of defense lawyers argued in their brief today that that ruling didn't go far enough and should have also disqualified Willis and her entire office from the case. They claim that Willis's romantic relationship with Wade created an actual and an apparent conflict of interest that damaged their ability to impartially prosecute the case. Former Gwinnett County District Attorney Danny Porter says it's now up to a panel of 3 appellate judges to decide whether to accept that appeal, and their decision could have major consequences for Willis's stated goal of taking the case to trial before the November election.
Okay, so this is a big deal, guys. This is a major win for Donald Trump. This is a major win for the 14 remaining co-defendants on the Fani Willis trial on the Donald Trump Georgia election case that is still ongoing right now, okay? And that last part there, that last part is what many see with Willis's case. It's what many are seeing with all of the cases against Trump, for that matter, right? That they're being pushed forward so as to create the most interference with this year's presidential elections. So the irony here, the hypocrisy is just it's astounding, and it's so bold because it's right in your face. Gail Strong, thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the $3.99 super chat on this beautiful Saturday. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Gail. So the hypocrisy, guys, they're interfering with the election that's ongoing right now, okay? And they're trying, I didn't even give you the half of it yet. So basically, this is why they're trying to push forward so hard to create the most election interference right now, right? But there's also a lot of analysts who actually have weighed in on this thing. Like when it comes to this case, one of the most polarizing topics here right now is by Judge Scott McAfee to keep one or the other, either Willis or Fani Willis or Nathan Wade on this case. Why? Because a lot of experts are saying that they both did the same thing. They both did the exact same thing, which should be an automatic disqualification for both of them. Not, well, one of y'all can stay, the other one can go. You know, there's like a very lackadaisical decision from the judge. And I get it. You know, you don't want to get your old boss in trouble. You know, you don't want to get Fani Willis, your old boss, in trouble. I get it. But at the end of the day, this is favoritism, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look, especially when you have, you know, this trial's implications could theoretically put Donald Trump behind bars. Like, you got to take this thing seriously, unless you just don't care, or maybe that's your goal. I can't really tell what's going on here. Now, even then, many people are saying that this wouldn't even be the harshest punishment that they could meet, right? There's others who have called for them to be disbarred, as many people in Georgia have actually lost faith in the justice system. But again, this case is so important. Like, again, if Donald Trump were to win the 2024 presidential elections, more than likely he can get this thing completely wiped out, swap out the district attorney, move some people around. He could effectively make this thing go away, but that's months away. So what he needs to do right now is buy some time. If he could get a fair trial, chances are this wouldn't even be brought to the floor to even have a hearing, which I can't wait to share that information with you guys in just a second. But I mean, if he were to go to jail, like, can you imagine? Like, I could imagine like a civil war breaking out if Donald Trump were to go to jail. Can you imagine that, guys? I mean, seriously, can you imagine the reaction of the news of Donald Trump going to jail? If on top of that, if Fani Willis's case were to send Donald Trump to jail, like, I can only imagine the ramifications of that. And think about like the amount of financial ruin that he would face as a result of that. They're trying to financially destroy him with, they're trying to basically steal his assets. They want to take his real estate. They want to take his Trump Plaza hotel. They want to take his Las Vegas Trump hotel, or because really there's no limit to the jurisdiction reach that Letitia James has, right? So from a financial agenda perspective, they're literally trying to use a 2024 modified version of eminent domain to literally just take his properties. Like, are you kidding me, guys? Like, what happened to the rule of law? And here's the other thing. And I know I'm jumping between cases here, right? And I try not to do that because I don't want to confuse anyone, but this is a coordinated effort here. And if Letitia James were to seize his assets, which it looks like that's not going to happen because Donald Trump has already gotten his bond reduced by 50%. But if she were to seize his assets and liquidate them, she's gonna do a fire sale and essentially just like sell his properties for way less than what they're worth. They're not going to get real market value because the real estate market for commercial real estate is so low. So they could literally sell let's just say a property in a healthy market that might sell for $600 million. They'll sell that same piece of real estate for $200 million because they don't know anything about commercial real estate. They're freaking New York City and they're already against him, right? So their goal would be to sell every property he has for pennies on the dollar. That way they can liquidate most of his assets, basically just give it away. And chances are I wouldn't be surprised if they sold to the people that they know at bargain basement prices. Meanwhile, let a few years roll by, they'll see a massive increase in the appreciation of those investments that they made, thanks to, all the parties involved. It would be a mess, only for Donald Trump to get down the line, ultimately get a real jury, get a real judge, get a higher court to overthrow the ruling. And then after that, well, they've already ruined him financially. What are they going to do? Give him all his properties back at the previous values? They're not going to do that. And New York is already ruined. New York is already broke thanks to the way that New York is being managed. And Mayor Eric Adams and Governor Kathy Hochul, they're not really helping the situation right now. But I digress. So there are those who think that Judge Scott McAfee, he did this because he wanted Donald Trump's team to appeal and for the decision to be removed from his hands. Okay. Now, again, both Fani Willis and Judge Scott McAfee, they're both up for re-election late this year in 2024. So this makes a lot of sense for him to kind of play it safe. I mean, think about it. He wants to keep his job. It's no different than any other politician trying to appease the people, just like the stock market right now. You think Joe Biden wants to get reelected? Well, he sure freaking does. Well, guess what? Look at the stock market right now. The stock market has hit all-time highs. S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, suddenly, all of a sudden, they're rip-roaring this year, but they were tanking for the last 3 years. So I wonder if Joe Biden and his infinite reach and far leftist support people have gotten together and said, hey, we need to prop this stock market up. Hey, make me look good before these elections, because they know that the average person is not going to remember the first 3 years. But if the last fourth year where he's in office, he can look back and say, hey, look how good the stock market's doing. Well, never mind the last 3 years where everyone was losing their jobs and, they were threatening people to to have to get jabbed and all these other different ridiculous mandates that they're now completely backing out on because people have gotten wiser. But many people have only gotten wiser after having been burned for so long. I mean, a lot of people were threatened. A lot of people almost had to choose between getting jabbed and losing their job. Let me know if I'm making sense to you guys. Did you guys hear anything about this? So anyway, all right. So again, Judge Scott McAfee, Fani Willis, they're both up for re-election this year, right? And so, of course, Judge Scott McAfee, he's trying to play it safe, right? Which now brings me to Courtney Kramer. All right. So Courtney Kramer, she worked as a litigation consultant for former President Donald Trump's legal team, but she also worked as a special counsel, like a lawyer for the Georgia Republican Party when it was run by David Schaefer. Now, keep in mind, David Schaefer, he's also one of the 14 remaining co-defendants in Donald Trump's case. All right. So Kramer is set to use Fani Willis's multiple lies against her as she's gunning for her DA job. So Fani Willis looks like she has multiple doors to exit out of. And it's just a matter of figuring out which one she's going to leave out of. And hopefully the door doesn't hit her on the butt. Hopefully the door doesn't hit Fani on the way out. So Kramer alleges that, okay, I tried to make it funny. Don't kill me, guys. Okay, it wasn't that funny. Anyway, so Kramer alleges that Willis lacks transparency and that the voters of Fulton County would have a hard time trusting someone who's willing to lie under oath. And it says a lot, right? Like you're willing to lie under oath. How trustworthy are you, right? So Kramer also says that she's excited to have a debate with Willis as the facts and the truth favor her rather than the current DA. Now, in terms of facts, right? There's one fact that Fani also missed out on, and it's something that I kind of alluded to earlier, right? The simple fact that she has indeed visited the White House, even though she says she didn't. God, man, the lies don't end. Well, like, when is this nonsense going to stop, right? All right, some of you guys found that joke funny. Good. Okay. All right. At least I got some people to laugh on a Saturday. That's what's up. And by the way, if you guys are just now tuning in, make sure to hit the like button. We're talking about Fani Willis, this whole Georgia election case, Judge Scott McAfee, Donald Trump, Steve Sadow, and all of this craziness that's going on. So anyway, so it's wild. All right. So Donald Trump's attorney, actually, hold on. Ashley Merchant is actually not Donald Trump's attorney. So Ashley Merchant, who is actually an attorney for one of the co-defendants along with Donald Trump on the same case, right? She provided proof that Fani Willis was in the White House last February 28th, 2023. Now, this was before she indicted the former president and 18 others for supposedly interfering in the 2020 presidential election result in Georgia. Now, to this day, many people still say that Trump was merely exercising his own right to his opinion. Can we not speak our minds? Can we not exercise our First Amendment right? Or is the Constitution null and void along with a lot of the other laws and rules and all these other different mandates and laws from which the country was founded on? Like, what the freak, guys? Like, so anyway, this is something that all Americans have a right to do is speak your mind, right? First Amendment rights. It's the First Amendment for a reason, right? So, but since it was Trump, the likes of Fani Willis thought that it would be a good chance to kind of bring him down for good, which is what makes this trip to the White House that much more conspicuous, right? Because the truth is, Willis did go to the White House, but was said to have attended an event for Black History Month. Okay, so you went from, I never went to the White House. I swear on everything, I have never been to the White House. Okay, so maybe I did go to the White House. It was for Black History Month. Okay, so why didn't you just admit that? Like, if you just went to the White House for Black History Month, admit that you went to the White House and just say the reason. Unless there was a reason why you don't want that knowledge of your visit to the White House to be known, which is then what makes it very curious and makes people want to dig even further. Jason T, my brother, $5 super chat on this Saturday. I cannot thank you enough for the love, my man. You are the best. Jason T, appreciate that, my man. Now, why would she go on record? Why would Fani Willis want to go on record and say that, I ain't never been to the White House. What are you talking about? You know, like why would she do that? Right. Could there have been, I mean, could she have not just told us the truth? Because it's like, you don't lie about things you're not trying to hide, right? Like, why would you try to keep it to yourself? I don't get it. So anyway, the White House admits that Fani Willis was indeed there, but that she and Kamala Harris, they didn't even talk face to face. Now, again, this raises a huge concern because the DA is already showing that she's ready, she's willing, and she is clearly able to lie under oath as she pleases. But they're saying that Fani Willis and Kamala Harris did not speak face to face. So if they didn't, then why not just stop wasting the court's time and be like, yeah, I went to the White House. So what? I went to the White House because of Black History Month. It would have been the end of the discussion. Anyway, so, but again, this is not even the last problem for her either, right? She's basically got one foot out the door with all these different issues. It's unreal, right? And then, of course, we have Harrison Floyd, not to be confused with Harrison Ford, who was the actor of multiple Indiana Jones movies, which was actually literally one of my favorite series of movies. Let me know if you guys are a Harrison Ford fan. Anyway, I digress. I get a little sidetracked. But anyway, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Okay, so Harrison Floyd, he's a Black Voices for Trump director, and is also his one of his co-defendants, right? And by the way, if I'm speaking a little fast, I literally just finished off this coffee, and I literally had it filled up to here, and it was very strong. I had a Splenda in there. I'm trying to keep the carbs down, and I had Hazel's nuts creamer in there. Hazel's nuts, not to be confused with hazelnut. Anyway, so Floyd is a former Black Voices for Trump director, and he's also one of the co-defendants. So he's been arguing about Fani Willis's right to be in the case since October, right? Like October 2023 now. And just recently, Judge Scott McAfee, he has finally granted him permission to seek an approval or to seek an appeal of a prior ruling in this case. Now, Floyd says that the DA, Fani Willis, lacked the authority to even investigate or even to bring election-related charges in the case because she didn't even obtain a referral from the state election board. So Fani Willis says, hey, I understand like y'all got rules and stuff like that, but I'm Fani Willis. I ain't got to follow y'all rules. I ain't got to be worried about y'all little silly little perjury warnings and whatnot. I ain't worried about all that. So basically, Harrison Floyd, his argument, which is being brought forth by his attorney, is basically saying Fani Willis should never have even brought this case to the courts for a hearing because she doesn't even have the permission to do this. So no one should even be here right now is basically what he's saying. What's going on, Catalia? She never misses a video. So you know what I'm saying? Like this is really, really wild. So yeah. So there's like I said, those of you guys just tuning in, you probably want to watch it from the beginning because I covered a lot of different reasons why Fani Willis is out the door. And that way you can also hear my joke in there because I thought it was kind of funny. Anyway, so yeah, so she never even got the legal election. She never even got the legal approval from the state election board to bring the case to trial, which it really makes you wonder, hold on a second, what kind of circus are y'all running? She never got the approval, but y'all still had the trial. Like, how many people has she brought to court unofficially and got them fined or thrown in jail? Because someone's not paying attention. If there are approvals and checks and balances that need to be validated before a case even goes to trial, but no one is checking to make sure that that's being done beforehand. How many people are sitting in jail right now rotting because they shouldn't have even been tried to begin with? how many people who have maybe taken a plea deal out of fear? How many people who have been interrogated and out of fear just took whatever deal that they offered and potentially screwed their lives over because improper protocol was followed? And apparently Fani Willis doesn't really care too much about protocol, because I don't think she thinks that protocol applies to her. Whew. Wow. I hate to go from laughing and joking to being serious, but this is really effed up if you think about how many people's lives are on the line here and have been on the line, because she raves about how many people she's prosecuted. And it's like, man, I'm just keeping it real. You know, as I grew up, growing up, we didn't have nothing, right? So what's really screwed up about this whole system here is the less money you have, the less fair life will be for you. And if you get caught up in the legal system and you ain't got enough money, this is why like I kind of pick on Trump sometimes, and I'm like, yo, I'm glad this happened to Trump, because Trump is smart. Trump is tactical. Trump has money. Trump has reach. He has social clout, because if he didn't have all those different resources, it would just be another statistic getting screwed over by the system because they didn't have enough money to defend themselves, right? And this is a problem here in America, and it's almost like a bully system. So anyway, Harrison Floyd is also one of 14 remaining co-defendants that spent. I want to reiterate this. Harrison Floyd is the only one of 14 remaining co-defendants that spent time behind bars related to this case. Now, I want you guys to understand that Harrison Floyd is a black man. I want you to ask yourself why you think that Harrison Floyd was the only one out of the 14 remaining co-defendants that spent time behind bars related to this case. I guess it also didn't help him that he is basically he is a promoter of Donald Trump's campaign. So that didn't help him either. But it makes you wonder, why was he the only one out of 14 to spend any time behind bars related to this case? Which probably makes his resolve and his motivation to remove Fani Willis that much stronger. I'd be mad too. We got to get this B out of here. Many experts are now saying that Fani Willis is definitely on a sinking boat. She's lost the trust of the people. She's made a mockery of the justice system in Georgia. And she's pretty much ready to lie just so that she can just keep coming after Donald Trump. All of these reasons are, and more, are why a lot of people are saying that instead of having her disqualified, this entire case against Donald Trump and the 14 other co-defendants should just be thrown out the window. Stop wasting people's time. And how about reimbursing them for the time that they wasted and all the attorney fees, right? Because I'm sure people as good as Steve Sadow and Ashley Merchant and all the other attorneys representing Trump and the co-defendants, they ain't cheap. They ain't making minimum wage. And someone had to pay their salaries. All of these co-defendants have been paying these salaries. So I will want my money back, because if this case shouldn't even be here, there need to be a massive reimbursement. And if I was a resident of Atlanta or Fulton County as a taxpayer, I'd be mad as all heck, because if they end up turning around and suing, and this is something I haven't heard on anyone's channel, not on Fox News, no one's channel, right? Just imagine if Donald Trump and the co-defendants end up getting this case thrown out for a reason such as this case should never have been tried to begin with. Can you imagine if they end up suing Atlanta or Fulton County for like millions of dollars and defamation of character? Because everyone's character has been under heavy scrutiny during this, assuming this trial turns out to be thrown out because it shouldn't have even been. I'm just saying, can you imagine? This would be the biggest L for Fani Willis to take, period, and point blank. So, not a good look. Not a good look. I'm gonna jump in the comments. I want to see what you guys are saying. I know y'all have been hot and heated up in here today. Yeah. So let me see where y'all at. Man. I'm sorry, you guys. I got like 16 windows open. I'm trying to figure out which window you guys are in. Here you are. All right, who we got up in here today? Where you watching from? And what was the most interesting thing we talked about today? All right. So Carl Gordon says court costs, attorney fees, lost wages. Oh my God. I didn't even think about lost wages. Right. Because all of these co-defendants, Donald Trump, you going to tell me Donald Trump's time ain't worth nothing? Meanwhile, you've got him up in these courts, or at least up in this Fulton County, Georgia court. I wouldn't be shocked if Donald Trump's time is worth $5,000-$10,000 an hour. I don't know. I don't even know how to put a number on Donald Trump's time. But then you got 14 other co-defendants and their time, right? I'm pretty sure that they can figure out some mathematical calculation to determine the value of their time and to bill them for that, as well as many other things. This could be one of the biggest blunders from the left that we've ever seen in history, at least in the history of Georgia. Scorpid Black Dragon, appreciate the love for the $2 super chat this Saturday. 2 phrases: civil lawsuit, malicious prosecution. Ooh, I'm telling you. And then you got I forget who it was. Devron. Oh my God, Fox News contributor. His name was Devron. I covered him on one of my previous videos. He literally came out with 2 reasons why Donald Trump should be suing Letitia James, which was because she came out. She was campaigning previously talking about that Donald Trump, or I forget if it was directed to Donald Trump or just in general, but she said that that he was too pale, too stale, and too male, too pale, and too stale, right? So too male, here we got sex discrimination, too pale, race discrimination, but then too stale, that could be referencing his age. Wait, I'm stale now because I'm 77 years old. You know what I'm saying? So wow, and then to say it multiple times on camera as an attorney, not just an attorney, as a attorney general, which I think an attorney general is above the district attorney level, right? So as an attorney general, you would think that you would be smart enough not to say certain things that would be incriminating because you're a prosecutor. So you would know not to say some dumb stuff that could come back and bite you in the butt later, because that's your job, right? Ooh. So if Donald Trump were to come back and, sue Letitia James for all of those different violations, not to mention, I think she's getting federal funding. And if she's using federal funds to prosecute Trump for personal reasons, that's another violation. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And then if they mess around and find out that this case here in Georgia shouldn't have even been tried, if this trial in Georgia shouldn't have even been tried, I would just wait for the lawsuit, because you already know that's going to be coming. Anyway, guys, I just want to jump in the comments right quick. Susan Mary, AG is above district attorney. Thank you for confirming. Like I said, guys, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just trying to listen to these different people talking about what's going on, catch some of these hearings, and I'm all over Google learning new definitions and piecing this puzzle together, and I'm doing my best. Let's see. Slander and discrimination, according to Jennifer Schaefer. Yeah. Appreciate you, Larry Davis. Yeah. Don't let the door bite you on the way out. Ooh. All right. Oh yeah. Carl Gordon, the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which was also brought up by the Fox News contributor Devin, I can't remember Devin's last name, but anyway, he brought that up during the argument for why he was saying that he believed that Donald Trump should sue Letitia James. So, man, oh man. So Jacqueline Jackson says that Letitia James should have to pay Trump back, and I guess he could file a lawsuit against Letitia, Fani, and those other people that were suing him. Man, sky's the limit. It's gonna be a big mess. I'm gonna definitely keep you guys posted on everything. I'll probably get back on here later on the night. So if you haven't already, hit the like button for the video, share this video, and make sure you click the bell notification so that you know when future videos are released. And when you hit the bell notification, make sure you click the all notifications, because I get a lot of you guys commenting that you're not getting notifications when I go live, when new videos comes out, and hopefully that'll resolve it for you guys. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Happy Easter tomorrow, and I'll see you later. Bye.